Finally, I want to point out two principles that are iron laws of the future. The first is the principle of serendipity, which means digging for carrots and finding gold. And I want to give you an example of that. In the mid-19th century, there was a crisis brewing in the United Kingdom because British population had exploded because of advances in farming to the point where the government could see that they would not be able to feed their own people, that population was going to exceed productive capacity. And the only thing that they could think of that will allow them to cope with this is if somehow they could bring lamb from Australia and New Zealand and get it to England, but there was no way of keeping it fresh. Meanwhile, a doctor in Apalachicola, Florida, say that 3 times fast with a mouthful of marbles, in Apalachicola, Florida, was looking for a way of treating malaria, which they didn't know what caused it, and he thought if he could somehow keep his patients cool, that would break the cycle of fever and chills. And so what he used was the well-known adiabatic principle that expanding gases cool, and he created the world's first air conditioning system. He later passed it over ice and created the world's first refrigeration system, which was later adapted to ships to bring lamb and mutton from Australia to the United Kingdom. So a doctor looking for a cure for malaria in Florida solved a political crisis in the United Kingdom. That's serendipity. And it is guaranteed that that will happen. The second principle, iron law of the future, is that someone always benefits from change. Let it be you. Look out into the future and see what's coming. Plan to take advantage of the changes yet to come, and you can be the person, the organization that benefits from change. And let me give you a toolkit that may help you do that. It's a handbook I've developed for my consulting clients over the years called Risk Management and Scenario Planning, How to Avoid Problems and Spot Opportunities. And let me tell you right now, one of the reactions that I find most disheartening is when corporate types particularly say, oh yeah, we know all about scenario planning. Well, great. Do you do it? No, but we know all about it. Well, trust me, if you don't do it, you don't know all about it. So what I would suggest is I'm going to give this to you in electronic form. You can download it from my website, so get your pen out. And read the first 5 or 6 pages, and if you like it, try it. And if you don't, treat it like junk food and just let it run through you and move on.